just clerical things that I wasn't prepared for, right? I want to go produce, or I want to sell, but as an agency owner, as an entrepreneur, you got to, focus on your team, right? So that's what I wasn't prepared for. I'm learning it, and as I go, but that was kind of the hump I had to overcome.
I'm so excited about today's highlight episode. We are going to be having clips of 2 new agents that we interviewed, one being the #1 auto growth agent in his territory. And the best thing that I think we've done on the Buzz is bringing new agents onto the Buzz over the last 6 to 12 months. And if you agree, please let us know that you would love to hear from newer agents, more new agents. And if you haven't already left us a 5-star review, make sure you do that. With that being said, let's go ahead, get into the show, and I hope that you enjoy these 2 clips as much as I do. Brother, you just said something I don't want to go overlooked. And this is amazing coming from a 9-month agency owner, that you are prioritizing development, growth, and training within your business. Because I just did a podcast episode on this. I don't know if it's going to have been aired or not, but the one thing that separates the absolute best agency owners out there, we're talking the top agencies compared to everybody else, is what you just said. They prioritize training and make it a non-negotiable in their culture, compared to every other agency owner that struggles, says, we don't have time to train, just hit the phones and write more business. The problem is you're not writing more business because your teams aren't trained.
Yep.
I love that mindset, brother. That is so good. So good.
Yeah, got it from y'all. So.
Yeah, but to actually do it is a whole nother thing, Will.
Yeah.
To actually
at 9 months in,
do it and hold yourself accountable, hold the team accountable, take action on it. That is that's amazing.
Yeah, because you're getting pulled in so many different directions, and you're having to learn in real time how to own a business, how to coach people, how to lead people, how to move very quickly from seat to seat to go, okay, I'm a tech person. Now I'm a marketing person. Now I'm a sales coach. Now I'm back in personal production. Wait, I'm on the phone with underwriting. Like, it's a lot to balance in your head. So the fact that you've prioritized it, I think, is great. So I asked about delegating, what you are so glad that you delegated right away. What's something that you're like, I'm not going to delegate this. I'm going to continue to hang on to this for a while.
To be honest with you, right now, it is those in-person appointments. I'm not requiring my team to do that right now. I have them, making outbound calls, because I know I've realized, making appointments, there's going to be appointments set versus appointments kept, right?
Yep.
I don't know what that ratio is, but there's going to be time where you're going to call that person and set a reminder, and they're not going to respond after you set the appointment. So, long story short, I don't have a specific, like, what I would get to is having someone that just does appointments in the office. I basically have 2 agent aspirants right now, and come on 3 with the remote. So I just don't have a process. I haven't built a process around that yet. My focus is on growth, but I want to meet. I was assigned a book, and so I want to be able to meet the current customers, meet new customers. I haven't. Not that I'm not ready to delegate that. I'm just not prepared. I don't have a process in place to do that just quite yet.
So just out of curiosity, because agents right now might be like, okay, great. Are you paying your people, like if they set the appointment, you close business, does your team get any of the pay from that production?
100%. If they bring it to me, they get the commission.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
So that was one of my favorite things to do.
All the way through.
So I didn't actually delegate appointments to help me until year 3. Because I thought it was so, this may be a control thing. Look, I'm very open that I'm a recovering control holic. But starting scratch in where you're at, doesn't matter, scratch, new business, like you're in the same situation. I thought it was really important for customers to develop a relationship with me. And I really feel like that's why our retention was always really good. Even though we were growing at the rates we were growing, our lapse can just never crept above that 20%. And for a new market agent that was experiencing rate increases every 5 to 6 months, I really believe it's because we were meeting with our customers. And so I love that. Not saying you have to wait till year 3 like I did. That was a thing that I probably needed to get over. But even when I delegated it to my team, that was one thing that filled me up. like having financial conversations with customers, making me feel like I was actually making a difference, which is why I signed up for agency ownership. And how everybody's why is a little different. But man, I love that you're doing that.
Well, and I think to your point, we have a tendency to glorify the CEO seat. And so we delegate everything. We start delegating even the things that we love. And so that's why I asked that. So what's the thing that you are loving right now in agency?
Oh man, it is such a blessing to be able to go out in the community and help people from a different perspective. When I say that, I mean, like I've written up to this point now $2,000 in checks for kids' school lunches, to pay off lunch debt. We have plans to about another kind of our schools around here, right? They're some of them are good, some of them are not so good, and so being able to, be in a position where I can donate out of my business's pockets because of the blessing that we've been blessed with, we can bless others. That has been amazing. I love doing that. We did it personally, but not to the scale that we can do it in the business. So yeah, that's my favorite part is being in and our social media has grown because of it, and it's had repercussions on the back end. I think it's great for retention when you post on social media and your customers get involved, like share your stuff, right? Um, that's what fires me up, right? Is when's our net? We call it quotes for calls. We do it every quarter, quotes for calls where we support one school or the other, the school district, because that's our ideal client, right? Is that's where we want to hit. So that's what gets me kind of up in the morning.
I love that. Okay, and I'm going to speak to everyone who is unknowingly blocking their success. They're blocking their blessings because they're like, who am I to deserve this? I haven't worked hard enough. I haven't done this or I haven't done that. The more you are blessed, the more you are able to bless others. And this is a prime example of that. You're 9 months in, you've already given 2,000 plus. I know there's more sweat equity in that. I know that you've given way more than that. So I just want to affirm that if somebody's listening right now and they're like, oh, I have this, break through that ceiling because your blessings are blessings for somebody else. So saying that, championing that, I love hearing you say that, Will.
Thank you. Thank you.
The world of abundance is the more you give, the more you get in return. So it all like works itself out.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I want to brag on you for just a second. So you are the #1 auto growth insurance agent currently in your company, in your territory, which is about 1,000 agents. That is amazing. So I would ask you if you could pinpoint 1, 2, 3 things that have helped you with that auto growth in the market that we're currently in. Like, this is not an easy market. 2023 to 2025 has been a really hard market. You're a brand new agent. You don't have a huge team by any means. You didn't come in with a ton of money to just buy business. What would you say is equating to your success right now as a new agent?
Yeah, relationships with customers. We ask all of our customers to follow us on Facebook, new customers, existing customers. Uh, Writing quality business, we do buy leads like any new agent is probably. Um, but our onboarding process, I've got a great onboarding representative. I call her our customer relationship specialist. Um, I don't want someone called a receptionist just to be there answering phones, right? They're a office building. They are customer relationship building. Their role is so much more important than they even realize, I think. That's been the key for us. We send basically a goodie bag to every new customer, whether they have a renter's policy or an auto policy or a life policy, or, multi-line household or a single line household. We give all of our new customers goodies with our name on it, right? So they know exactly if they put it on the magnet on the fridge. They see Whiplash State Farm, call him, don't call, such and such agency down the street. That's been huge. I mean, that's a little thing that goes a long way. A customer onboarding, I think they're preaching it now. It used to be like you shook everybody's hand, right? But now you can't shake everybody's hand, so you might as well give them some swag. So every time a customer comes in the door, I've got some metal cups or some Yeti cups that I give them, just to dig deeper in the household. So we're not losing as much. Of course, we'll say I'm a new agent, so I don't have as much to lose. But at the same time, I think a lot of our retention is because of our relationship in the community. A lot of our businesses come from like literally across the street from us. There's a huge neighborhood that we've gotten referrals from them. Landon has done a great job of like literally this one neighborhood. He wrote half the houses in the neighborhood just because of one Facebook post. So
Go
Yeah,
Landon.
yeah, Galanda's great, man. He's killed it. So yeah, having those conversations with customers, onboarding process. I encourage every agent to do and have a solid onboarding process, at least 30 days of onboarding. You touch them, text them, call them, thank them, write them a thank you letter, a handwritten thank you letter. So those little things go a long way.
Little things go the longest. Yeah. We are pumped to have you. I mean, when you're the number 2 new agent in a company of over 20,000 agents last year, it's like, Jake, you got to come on the buzz, baby. We got to know what's going on.
We got to talk about it. We got to know, how did you get to number 2? Let's do it.
Yeah, well, let's dive right in. I guess we'll start there. A little bit of a pinch me moment after that first 12 rolling months ended, and we finished with the number 2 ranking there. I always start like this journey. I've had many agents already ask me, be like, well, how did you do it? I was like, get yourself as the agent out of service as quickly as possible. What I mean by that is, when I first started, I was like, we're going to blow the doors off. I'm going to have leads flowing in. We're going to get production ramped up. And I quickly found out that that's really not what happens when you take over a book of business. I got the good fortune of taking over a book of business, but there's a lot of service that comes with that for sure. So I knew as quickly as possible, I wanted to get to the part of production and sales and the things that I'm good at in terms of training and getting a team up to speed, but it just takes time. I mean, day one, we had a customer who had a house fire, and I was totally unprepared for that. And so it was just something that we needed to make sure that we get service buttoned up so we can grow and expand as quick as possible.
I'm curious if you can quantify, when you say we had a lot of service day one, what exactly do you mean by that?
Well, I'm in a pretty rural market. We do service, the whole entire state, but where our office is centrally located is fairly rural. So in terms of the amount of service load, was just the amount of inbound calls and walk-in traffic that I was just not prepared for. You go through training, and I've been with this company in a myriad of roles, for the last 7 years, but you get all those phone calls coming in, and you're expecting to just be smiling and dialing, like, right? That's I thought, you're going to be smiling and dialing, and I was like, no, we're going to be taking care of Bob to make sure that, this claim goes smoothly. But I had been told time and time again, get your team, get staffed up as quickly as possible. And it just took a little bit longer than I had hoped, but, I share, and I will share time and time again, I'm incredibly grateful for the team that I have. I've been told, before I was an agent, that you get a team that's going to take care of your customers. You take care of your team because they'll take care of them, and then your customers in turn are going to take care of you. So, so that's that piece. I will say that moving from the service to the sales, aspect of things, where I was basically removed and my team just blocks me from all of that at this point, has allowed us to really flourish. And it took about 3 months to do that, but once we got going, we were humming.
Okay, so I was going to ask that question. So you want to get completely out of service. It took you about 3 months to get the team trained to where you really aren't doing any service at all.
So I started with 3 team members and myself, and quickly found out that I needed to bring on another person dedicated towards service. And I don't know if it was by osmosis or, as the fates would have it, somebody who had experience and was service oriented kind of just fell into my lap. And that happened right in November. And so that was, you're approaching day 90. I had already transitioned myself a little bit out of service, was still doing a little bit here and there, but getting a service-oriented team member plus training another service-oriented person, so having 2 fully dedicated, just allowed me to remove myself, and then training the other 2 people up on sales. That was, right around day 60 to 90. And in terms of, I guess, the training process was knowing how to take care of billing, because that's I would say, 50 to 60% of the inbound calls we get service related are just around billing alone. And then having someone solely focused to claims. Like, I had one person who's going to do 90% of the claims. One other person can maybe do 10% that are less complex. So being more specialized, I guess, is really ultimately what we're moving towards. We're still getting there. People in the office right now, our team can still on any given day do anything if they needed to, but I'm trying to specialize those roles more and more.
You've already shared one process with us that has led to your success with the onboarding. I would be curious as to what was one process that you wish you would have known, or maybe something you wish you would have known year one that you had to learn the hard way that you would love to share today to where newer agents don't have to go through that same struggle.
Oh, great question.
That is a really great question. I'm gonna cheat, and I'm gonna say it's something that I think that I implemented that allowed us to ramp up speed in terms of sales quicker, maybe than some of the other agents who launched around the same time I did. And I would say that most offices now run on a CRM based model, right? Ours is no different. But what has allowed us to be super efficient is on the sales side. A lead comes in, regardless of maybe it's a win-back customer, you're working old win-backs, maybe it's somebody who we quoted 6 months ago, maybe it's somebody that's an internet lead, it's a social media lead. We have a template that is built into our CRM to follow up with them, which takes out all of the guesswork. So lead comes in, my sales team goes down to the bottom right-hand corner, clicks a button based on the specific lead that comes in, and it sets a 30-day follow-up plan. Guesswork done. So that was the biggest thing. I was like, I don't want my team to have to think about following up. I want them to just be able to work on that deeper conversation, right? Because that's where the magic happens. Like, I think that agents stress about, we're getting all these leads, but our conversion percentage is, terrible. It's because you're not consistently following up with them. That's what it boils down to. I mean, in our team meetings, my team laughs at me because I go, all right, here we go. What are we going to talk about today? And on my wall, it says consistency compounds. I will die on the hill of consistency with anything. And that makes no difference in terms of it's running a business, training for a marathon, which we talked about, makes no difference in terms of investing in the stock market, right? It's, Warren Buffett always says it's the fool who tries to time the market. It's the man who stays in the market for the longest period of time that makes the most money. And why would I try and, go against the word of maybe the best investor of all time? So I use that in the day-to-day, and that's how our office, I think in sales, has allowed us to stay consistent. We avoid those high peaks and valleys, and it allows us in terms of scalability. The next person that I bring on, I know that, hey, here's our follow-up process. What's going to be fun is you're going to know that you're just following up with this person on day 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it may be. But I'm going to be sitting here coaching you when you get them on the phone, and we're going to be getting into those juicy details of, did you hear that? And we're going to pivot to those other lines. So it allows for greater training opportunities as opposed to worrying about, do I follow up tomorrow or the next day? No, you don't need to think about that.
Fortunes in the follow-up, baby. That's back in the day we used to call those SMP, sequential marketing programs. Man, I had that built out very similar, like with 90-day and then 5-month follow-up. But I love that you shared that, because the easier you can make it on your team, the easier you can make it on yourself. The automation process, the efficiency. This is just how it's done. No guesswork. That's a huge tip. So thanks, Jake.